Hello and welcome to our channel. So today, if you haven't already noticed by the title of the model in front of you on your screen, we're going to be doing a model review of Inquisitor Lord Karamazov. And so we're going to be covering some of the history that makes him such a unique character, a size comparison and some of his rules. So as you can see, he's quite a fascinating model. He only costs £36 and he is on a 60mm size base. He was a very fun build and I would definitely build it again. And in my opinion, it was worth the price that it is.
So we'll have a look at some of the history of Inquisitor Lord Fyodor Karamazov. He's from the Ordo Hereticus. He's also known as the Pyrophant Judge of Salem Proctor, and he's very famous for. Let's start one of his quotes. So a quote from him is, "There is no such thing as a plea of innocence in my court. A plea of innocence is guilty of wasting my time. Guilty." So one of the things he's really famous for is for showing no defence or mercy in his court. He sits on his throne of judgment. He's got a load of servitors that help pass judgment on people, and he literally, as well as burning witches and traitors, he's renowned for burning a lot of innocent people as well, for just being time wasters or for trying to speak to him and wasting his time. Okay, so we're going to move into a bit of a size comparison with Inquisitor Karamazov. So bear in mind he's on the Throne of Judgment, which is a dreadnought sort of type machine. So we're going to be comparing him, starting off, we're going to go along, we're going to compare him to a Poxwalker, a Scout, a Primary Space Marine, an Obliterator, a Chaplain Dreadnought, who we've had to say goodbye to because he's unfortunately in Legends now, Demon Prince and Nurgle, Thousand Suns Contemptor Dreadnought, and a Space Marine Redemptor Dreadnought. So have a look along, have a guess where you think he's going to fit, because it is quite an unusual model. So let's have a look. Let's bring him back in, and we're going to go straight in, and instantly you can see he's going to go straight past all of these. I think we'll try and slot him in about where the Demon Prince is, and we'll see. So there he is. He's on similar size base to the Demon Prince and the Contemptor, but he is, due to the height of the Throne of Judgment, I think he takes him out, and I think he's on a par with the Contemptor Dreadnought. I even think he's nearly on a par with the Redemptor. Let's have a look. So yeah, so he's probably similar height size to a Space Marine Redemptor Dreadnought. And I'm going to bring a couple of standard vehicles in. So we'll start with Chaos Rhino. So you can see quite a bit of size next to the Rhino, and then we'll bring in something a bit larger. So we'll just bring in a Space Marine Repulsor. So he's not going to be the height of that, but he's still a considerable sized model. So there we go. So you get a good general view of the sort of size he is if you're going to be using him on the battlefield. Let's have a look at Inquisitor Karamazov in 9th edition. So is he going to be competitive? Potentially not. Is he going to be fun to take and play? Yes, I think so. I like the fluff. I like the idea of an Inquisitor being with the Space Marine force, potentially leading them down, doing a number of different things. I just think it looks good. I like the model. It's a cool model. The Throne of Judgment looks cool. It's got some cool weapons, some cool rules. So we'll have a look. Is it competitive? More than likely not. But is it fun to take? Yes. So the way you can use it in 9th with an Imperium army, you can now take one Inquisitor, and it's not going to affect any of your normal traits, your combat doctrine. You're not going to lose anything by taking an Inquisitor. So let's have a look at his rules. So starting off, he's got Dread Reputation, which is a -1 leadership debuff for all enemy infantry within 12 inches. So reasonable. He's got the standard Inquisitor quarry, which is reroll hits and wounds against Chaos and Psyche units, which can come in handy, but obviously it's situational dependent. He's got Supreme Will, so any Psyche within 12 inches is a -1 to cast or deny. If he's targeted with a psychic power, then he gets to basically deny it. He rolls 2d6. If the total is higher or equal, then he's not affected by that psychic power. He sits on the Throne of Judgment. This gives him a 4+ invul, which again makes him slightly more resilient, and we'll come on to that in a little bit more detail. He also has Unquestionable Wisdom, which means all friendly Imperium units within 6 inches can use his leadership, and he's at leadership 10. You can use a pre-game strat, which is Inquisitorial Mandate, which costs 1 CP, and that means one character Inquisitor model who's not your Warlord, you can select a Warlord trait for them. Or if it's a non-named character, such as a standard Inquisitor, then you can select a relic for them if you want to buff them that way, but it's up to yourself. Let's have a look at some of these stats. So he's rocking out at 8 wounds, which is reasonable, so it means he's still going to get lookouts. He's still going to be non-targetable. Downside for me, his movement, he's only 5 inches. So in a more mobile game where you're moving about, especially in 9th, trying to get onto objectives, etc., he's not going to be able to keep up with the majority of your faster moving units, etc. His weapon skill, ballistic skill, 3+, so same as the rest of the Inquisitors. However, his strength and toughness is where he greatly differs, making him again slightly more resilient. He's at strength 5, toughness 5, whereas normal Inquisitors are on strength 3, toughness 3, apart from some of the Forge ones that have maybe strength 4. Onto his weapons. So he's got a mastercrafted multi-melter, 30-inch range, assault 1, standard melter stats, strength 8, AP -4, d6 damage within half range. You roll in 2, taking the highest for the damage. He also has a mastercrafted power sword, which is strength user, so strength 5. You're getting 4 attacks with that at -3, and it's flat 2 damage. And because he's on the Throne of Judgment, which essentially is a sort of dreadnoughty thing, then he also gets to make 2d3 additional attacks with the Throne of Judgment. And these strength 5, AP -1, flat 2 damage. So with an ideal roll, you could potentially do 20 damage with him. So it's not too bad. Is he going to be a complete beast in combat? No. He's potentially going to be able to hold his own, take a few units out? Yes. So he's a little bit of fun. I think the model's great, and I will be using him in some Crusade games, etc. As I've said at the start, is he competitive? No, but is he fun? And that's what the game's all about. He's fun to use, and he looks good. Thanks for watching. We will be running a series on the rest of the Inquisitors from 40k, so look forward to that. We are indeed a father and son. We are just doing this because we love the game, and my son wanted to put some content out. So please feel free to comment, and
make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our new content.
Thanks.